Yes, and you want to get a champion body right now, then you want to do the following. You want to also focus on your stretching, not just the physical exercise of working out. Now, it may not be the most exciting part of working out, but doing flexibility work is super important in well-rounded fitness routines, right? So we've got a specialist in the building, someone that's going to take us through these stretches and also chat about the importance of nutrition on top of this. So we've got fitness trainer Paul Jordan in the building. Paul, how are we doing, brother?
Good, and yourself?
Lekker, man.
Lekker, good to
How
be
was
back.
the weekend?
Weekend was good.
Okay.
Weekend was, it's always a good time with me.
It is.
For this morning, for the first segment, we're going to have like a little stretch routine while chatting about the benefits of nutrition, more specifically the optimal protein intake per day and the easiest way to hit your targets within a day in regards to your protein intake.
Just so I'm aware, the stretches we're going to kind of hold for a period of time? Or
Yes, we're going to do about 30 seconds per stretch. All going to be in the lower body, and we're going to move downwards.
Okay, nice. So let's get into that first stretch, and then we can start talking about the nutrition while we're holding it, right?
So
what do you got first?
A lunge position. We're just gonna so deep, and we're gonna do a deep little lunge while stretching the entire lower part of our glutes.
Oh yeah. So this area behind the leg right now, that's what we're targeting.
We're going to target that
glute as well. Okay.
Yes.
Definitely feeling that. Mzansi, if you're joining us right now, which I suggest you do, because especially after the weekend, whatever activities you got up to, you definitely want to stretch out right now. Paul Jordan's in the building, serving us and getting our bodies warmed and, I guess, vibrant, alive, and flexible. Yeah?
Perfect. Exactly like that. All right. Now, let's switch.
Other side.
Over to the other side.
And while we're holding that, brother, so let's talk about this nutrition, because the way I understand this, that the training is only, what, like 10% of the game? The nutrition is where it's
nutrition
at, right?
is literally 70% of your results. 20% would be your training, 10% would be your sleep, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to your nutrition, your three base macro sources within your day would be your protein, your carb, and your fat intake. While protein is one of, well, I would say is your most important macronutrient per day.
Why is that? Is that the one involved with the muscle?
Yes. No. Like, obviously, it depends on the body type and depends on your goals.
Yeah.
But let's say research recommends 50 grams of protein for an adult per day.
Okay.
That is recommended, but the optimal protein intake per day would be 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of muscle mass per day.
1.6 to 2 grams per kilo. So let's say on average someone weighs 70 kgs. They're going to be needing to take about, what, 140 grams of protein a day, right?
That is correct. Obviously, it depends on the person's goal, right?
All right.
And there's a lot of things that plays a role. Let's say your age, your fitness goals, your activity levels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that plays a role. But it also, like, one of the most important things about your protein intake and optimal protein intake per day is it can also aid in your weight loss.
Yes.
It can aid in your weight loss. That is a big thing. And, well, let's move over to the benefits and the easiest ways to get in those protein intake, because a lot of people struggle to hit those targets.
Before you tell us that, can I just ask you quickly, what are we stretching at the moment?
We're going to stretch our thighs.
We've just gone into a new stretch here,
Sorry, guys, we're stretching our thighs.
Okay, I was wondering if that's the right feeling. Okay,
so
got you.
Just push it down. The body will allow you within 10 to 20 seconds to push it a little bit lower.
Nice. Okay, I can feel that. So, listen, you were talking about the fact that obviously protein's essential for anybody in the game. What changes is maybe the fat or the carbs, depending on the goal at mind, right? So if we're running for long distances, if we're doing power work, the fat and protein, the fat and carbs will change.
It aids in everything. It can also benefit your energy levels within the day.
Of course,
there's so many benefits to it, right? But a lot of people struggle to hit those targets within a day.
So how do we get our protein in? Because that's a hard one to get in, right?
The easiest, in my opinion, the easiest way to get in your protein intake per day is within your first meal, right? So where a lot of people go wrong is within their first meal of the day, they will rather eat a cereal source. And let's say for interest sake, you eat a cereal source within your first meal, right? Your average cereal source will get you about 5 to 7 grams max of protein intake within that meal, while that can almost be around 400 to 500 calories within that one meal. Now, the easiest way to replace that would be to add 3 to 4 eggs, or to replace that with 3 to 4 eggs. That immediately pushes it up to 22 grams of protein.
Nice.
It's not necessary. Now, what a lot of people will try to correct me is like the egg yolk within an egg contains a lot of cholesterol, right? But if you take out the yolk, there's still 3.7 grams of protein within that egg. So if you still eat 4 eggs, that is still about 14 grams of protein just by eating the egg whites.
Just by eating the egg white alone.
Now, the easiest way to take that is to, let's say, instead of eating cereal, you have a protein shake in the morning, where you can have your your egg whites, or like, let's say 2 full eggs, 2 egg whites, a protein powder of your choice. What I usually like to do is I like to throw in a teaspoon of coffee, and I like to throw in some peanut butter, you know, just to make it thick, and then a banana or an apple or fruit of your choice.
I love
That will come around like 500, 400 to 600 calories, same calorie range as your average cereal.
But you got more protein.
But you got about 40 to 60 grams of protein in your first meal of the day.
Nice.
From there on forward, you can play around with your meals and just make sure, depending on your goal, eating in a calorie deficit or in a surplus, depending on whether you want to lose weight or gain weight.
Or get up muscle. All right, so this is starting to make sense. And Zanzi, I hope you enjoyed this little educational session while we are also stretching at the same time. So as you can see, we were stretching the lower body, getting primed up and getting our mobility on for later on, because Paul Jordan is going to take us through a proper workout and I think get these legs fired up. Now that we've got nutrition ticked, let's get our workout and firebox ticked. See you in just a bit. Nice stuff, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Gonna leave me hanging.
Thank you. Never.